My name is Jordan Witzigreuter, and I am from and am the Ready Set. I got started in music when I was about 11 years old. I came home from school, my mom got me drum lessons, so I went and tried it out and picked it up really naturally. That kind of like started my whole like obsession with music, and you know, I'd been in bands through middle school and high school, and then when I was just about done with high school, I started writing my own songs, like just with a keyboard and like a laptop, just kind of messing around, and then eventually started taking it a little more seriously, and I was like, oh wow, I can actually make something of this and start touring and try to like build it up, and that's kind of where the Ready Set happened. And as soon as I graduated, I started touring, and the rest just kind of, it's been going crazy since then. It's been about 3 years. I got signed to Cadence through Pete Wentz. He was a friend of my manager's. My manager had been sending my songs around to a lot of different labels and a lot of different people, and Cadence and Pete and the Warner Brothers and that whole family kind of were the first to be like, this is awesome, we love it, here's why we love it, and they were just really into my style of writing and the way my voice worked with the songs, so it's a really cool like place for me to end up, and they're on the same page as me in terms of where I wanted to take things, so yeah, I mean, it was just the perfect place for me to go. The album I'm Alive, I'm Dreaming is pretty much, right now it's 8 songs. That is, I mean, 8 songs that have been written throughout the past 2 years pretty much. There's some songs that were made like 3 months before the album came out, and then there were some songs that were written, like I said, 2 years before the album came out. So it's just kind of like you can, if you listen throughout, you can kind of hear like a progression of like the older stuff to the newer stuff, and yeah, I mean, it's fun, upbeat, pop, dance kind of music, but hopefully people can take away something from it. I'm not really sure what it is. It's just as long as someone's hearing my music and relating to it and just like feeling it, then I'm cool with it. But I try to keep things real positive and uplifting and kind of hopeful, because that's sort of the whole vibe behind what it says. So. Love Like Whoa was actually one of the first songs I wrote for the album a long time ago. And it's pretty much about being in a situation, like a relationship, where you want to be with somebody, but the person is a little bit crazy, and you can't really make it work, and you're trying to like salvage it, and it's not exactly pertaining to me. It's sort of like written from the perspective of like, I see this thing happen with my friends all the time, so I'm kind of like, yeah, it's like super relatable, I think, for a lot of people. It was kind of picked as the single just because I think it had this weird sort of like radio-ish vibe to it even before I ever took it to a producer. Like I had recorded the whole thing before, and then I did it with J.R. Odom, and he's got a label under Warner Brothers too, so it kind of just worked out. Like my A&R was just like, hey, record it with this guy, it might be cool. And it was a really cool fit, and it brought the song to like a whole new like level, and brought like a more pop, like hip-hop almost element to it. My songwriting's definitely evolved in that I think I've learned a lot more about structure and how to take the best elements of a song and bring them to the front. And I don't know, it's a lot of like learning how to edit yourself and learning how to like get all these ideas down. You can be so excited about all these things, but you gotta kind of like cut them down, like just take the best parts. And that's the thing, is it's always been so much harder for me to write a simple, like fun pop song that still has like that cool like artistic element to it than it is to write some crazy like weird unstructured thing. Like, it's just so much more hard to get that like really relatable thing to it, but still keep it yourself. Yeah, there's definitely a second single. There's actually a few more. We're still trying to figure out which one, like which order to put them out in and everything. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I just don't exactly know for sure like the set plan, but it's very soon. It's gonna be like very early next year. Honestly, I think having a song that people are into is the biggest thing, and it's awesome that there's so many fans who are so like incredibly supportive, so I'm very, very lucky in that regard. And another thing is just with the whole like radio thing, it's so much more work than anything else. Like on a normal tour, you wake up, you play your show, and you just kind of hang out, but with the radio world, you have to do so many things. You have to like flying everywhere, like meeting so many different people, and going to these stations, and like, you know, kind of like making friends with them, and like doing their events for them, and then coming back to like the normal tour. It's really, really hectic, so it's just hard work and awesome fans.